Hello, this is Kim with Standing on Solid Ground. I am your host of this motivational and inspirational podcast. And today I want to talk about I'm content with God supplying my needs. There are times in our lives when we need to come to a segment in our lives to say, I'm content. I'm content. Because many times we are not satisfied with what we have, what God has blessed us with, what God has given to us. We're not even satisfied with just life, just to be born, just to be alive, just to be able to have our 10 fingers and our 10 toes, or to be able to be in our right mind or in our right spirits, to be able to have the ability of our we're just not satisfied. We are not satisfied because we want more, and more. That we cannot find that point in our life to say, you know what? I am satisfied. I am content where I am. I am content with God supplying my needs. In other words, I'm not going to worry about if my dreams don't come true. I'm not going to worry about if I don't get around to fixing up the house or being able to make this move or make that move or have this job or have that job or do this thing or do that thing. That when God is supplying our needs, let's just be content. 1 Timothy 6:6 says, but godliness with contentment is great gain. Then if we look at Matthew 6:33, but seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you. Philippians 4:11, not that I speak in respect of want, for I have learned in whatsoever state I am, therewith to be content. There is times when we need to look at our life and just say, you know, Lord, things are not perfect. It's not exactly the way I would like for it to be. But you know, I have a roof over my head. I have clothes on my back. I have food on my table. My children are healthy. I am healthy. I'm able to get back and forth to work. I'm able to pay my bills. I might be a little late sometime, or I might be struggling here and there, but I'm content. I'm content because I know that you will supply my needs. It doesn't matter what things may look like or what things may seem to be. I know that I am content where I am. And when you find yourself in that state of contentment, God can reap glory from that. He can have satisfaction with that. He can do more in our lives. There can be more done in our lives when we're at a point to say, Lord, I'm content. I know that I have these big dreams. I know that I have these big plans. But I also know, God, that you have been sustaining me throughout all my foolishness. You have kept me from dangers that I didn't even know about. You have kept me from situations that I could have got myself caught up in. You have led me in the right direction all this time, and you never left me alone. So I can say to you, God, no matter what, I am happy where I am, and I am only going to move according to your will. I'm not going to force myself to be a megastar. I'm not going to force myself to be a movie star. I'm not going to put myself in the point of being an actress or an actor. I'm going to be content with being who I am. And I am going to be satisfied with the relationship that I have with you. Because I can have all of that stuff, but I can lose you in the process. Because I'm going to be caught up in a world that I'll find myself not having time for you. So I'd rather make my time with you now and be content with what I have. And then I won't worry about the rest of that. Whatever you want for my life, I'm going to be happy with. And this is what God wants us to do. God is not going to have us in a situation where we're homeless. We're not homeless now. He's not going to put us in a situation where we cannot get through it. The Bible said that he will not put on more than what we can bear. But we also have to understand that if we go out here and do things on our own and put things on our shoulders that God didn't even have any intentions on us to carry, then guess what? God is not going to be too pleased with us. Because not only when we get ourselves in a situation where we can't make it or where we're finding difficulties, but we'll also find ourselves doing things that we have no business doing. And then we'll reach out and call out to God saying, I thought that this was for me. I thought that you led me to this. I thought that this is what you wanted for my life. This is what you wanted for your own life. But now you're in trouble and you're looking for God to fix it. And we don't realize that when we put more on our shoulders, then God is looking at, okay, now that you have yourself in this situation, I gotta let you come to terms with the fact that it's too much for you to bear. And then when you accept the responsibility that this was your doing, then I can come and help you. See, God is not going to take the blame for something that you did. Just like I cannot say, well, Lord told me. I'm not going to put that on God. Because, see, I'm lying on him if that's not what he told me. I just want to use his name for the benefit of you wanting to believe what I say. But if God puts something on my spirit, I will give him the credit for it. I'm not going to take that glory from him. I'm going to leave it at his footstep, at his doorstep. And I'm going to give him the praise. I'm not going to take praise for what he's done. But I'm not going to lie on him either. We need to get to a point in our lives that we can say, okay, Lord, I'm content. I'm not going to complain about anything. I am content where I am. And when you get to that point, you'll see things happening in your life that you never expected to happen. You will see blessings coming in that you wasn't even expecting to come in. And I don't want anyone to ever think you have to pay for a blessing. You don't have to pay for a blessing. God blesses us freely every day when we wake up every single morning. When we are able to have the use of our sensories. He blesses us every single morning. We didn't pay for it. God didn't tell me in order for you to have eyesight, I need for you to give me $20. God didn't say that in order for you to be able to move your hands or to move your feet, I need $100. He didn't tell you in order for your heart to pump right, I need you to give me $1,000. He didn't say that. And these are blessings that he gives every single day without cost. So there's no price to a blessing. But we need to learn how to be content with the blessings that we have. Everybody cannot be famous. Everyone cannot be a movie star, a singer, a dancer, a musician. I'm sorry. Everyone cannot be everything. We all have to be at a state in our lives where we can say, I'm satisfied where I am. I'm satisfied with what God has given me. If this is what God wants me to do, I am satisfied. I am content. And with that contentment, God has great gain. We have great gain in that contentment because there's no stress. See, we put pressure on ourselves. I got to be this, or I got to do this. I have to be a singer. I must be a dancer. I must be a writer. I must be a movie star. I must be an athlete, a rapper. I must be. I gotta be. And you stress yourself out. You push yourself to the limits. And let's just say you make it. Now the stress is really on because you have a fulfillment that you have to meet. You have deadlines. Then you have to perform. Then there's requirements that they want you to do this and they want you to do that and they want you to go here and go there. There is so much of a demand that is stressful. Why do you think that so many people are on drugs and alcohol in that industry? Because it's a lot of stress, it's a lot of pressure, and they have to have some relief. They have to. They're looking for it. But with God, there may be times where our backs might be against the wall. There may be times when we may not see a way out. But if we learn to rest in God and say, you know what? God is going to supply my needs. If that's the only verse that you live your life by, is God is going to supply my needs, you have conquered a lot because you have thrown away the worry and thrown away the stress. And you found contentment where you are. And let God do the rest. I know that I spoke about contentment in many episodes back. But this was important. Because when you see God's hand in your life. And God is showing you, I got this. Let him have it. Do what you can within your limits and then let God do the rest. This is Kim with Standing on Solid Ground. You have yourself a wonderful and blessed day.